the author of confusion.
See, so now we get the understanding why he got the author of confusion. Everything's about order. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. You still ain't named the Egyptian prophet or prophecies out of Egypt and showing how they come in the past. You see that? Because there ain't no such thing as no Arab prophet, Egyptian prophet, Caucasian prophet. All the prophets was Hebrew Israelites. That's who God decided to deal with. How do we know the things that was prophesied thousands of years ago is coming to pass in frighteningly accurate detail? You don't have that. All right, so God is not the author of confusion. Come on, brother.
God is not the author of confusion,
right,
but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
Jump down to verse 40.
Verse 40.
Yeah.
Let all things be done decency and in order. Decently and in order.
That's why he's not the author of confusion. Everything must be done decently and in order, not out of order. Right? So go to Genesis 11. Let's go to Genesis 11. Go back to Genesis 11 real quick, huh? Oh yeah, and then he brought up talking about some, this is Yiddish, this is not Yiddish, this is a form of Hebrew that we adopted coming out of Babylonian captivity. It's not the ancient Hebrew symbol, it's more what they call a flaming roll. The so-called Damascus inserted vowel points around 900, 800 AD. This was on the scrolls way before that. So this is not Yiddish, the Yiddish is the vowel points added with a German Slavonic dialect with it.
That's right.
This is not Yiddish just because you see that right there. Because you still got to pronounce those characters in Hebrew.
Right. Genesis 11.
Yeah, Genesis 11. Go back to when the Lord founded the language. So you can't pull and say God is not the author of confusion and then say he wouldn't confound the languages. He did that for a reason. That's right. Because mankind was united against the Lord and go against him. So he confounded the languages and scattered men to their various lands. And that's why you got stories of creation, flood, and all in every culture.
In every culture.
But see, what's the difference between this and that? All this is connected with prophecy. No other culture has the prophecies. None of them. We need to show how Moses wrote Genesis as well.
Yes.
Let's get Genesis chapter 11. Start reading 1 and 2.
Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it come to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar. And they dwelt there.
Right.
Verse 3. And they said one to another, Go, let us make brick. Let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto the heavens. And let us make a name.
Make us a name.
Let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
When you read the book of Joshua, you'll see that these men were building this tower up into the heavens and made war against the Lord on account of him bringing the flood on the earth. Right? So the Lord said, oh, look, they do something on. And he confounded their languages and dropped the tower. All right, come on, brother.
That's Genesis chapter 9, too.
Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city.
See, so that's where everybody go back to. The Lord scattered and confounded the languages, and with that, the story of creation, the flood, went into all the nations. You got the Enuma Elish story of creation. You got Genesis story of creation stories down in Egypt. All that means is the creation happened. You got the flood stories. All that means is the flood happened. The CNN and the Boston Globes reporting on the same thing. That means it happened. That's all it means. All right, let's go into how Moses did his thing. And while we going there, 2 Exodus 14, while we going there, he looked at Psalms 120 and 5 and said Meshach, and said it was the equivalent to something in Egypt, but Meshach is Mawashak. Mawashak in Hebrew, 4902. And here the board is right here. It's in Russia today.
Come on, boy.
Right where you call Moscow. It's right there. Meshach.
Yeah.
It's a place.
Come on, boy.
Right here.
It is true.
Meshach, Mawashak.
Mawashak.
So Psalms 120:5, he was telling us, woe is me that I got to dwell in the land of beasts, because that's not our land. He's outside his land. All right, where you at, bro? 2nd Ezra 14. Let's show you how. Grab the book of Jubilees, brother. Let's show how Moses wrote about the beginning. Because the misnomer is Moses got 10 commandments on the mountain. He was up there 40 days and 40 nights. And it was already ancient histories about the creation and the flood already down, so he must have stolen them. Sound good until you let the Bible answer for itself. That's right. When you let it answer for itself, you say, oh, okay, that's what happened. That's what went down. Okay, that's what it is. Because how could Moses write about the beginning and he wasn't there? How was the author older than the story? People say that. But if you remember, the Bible is the only book in existence that defends itself. The phone book can't defend itself. The book of the dead definitely can't defend itself.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That deal. I mean, he read some off the paper real quick and got about it, right? But he didn't even thoroughly win. You have not proven that the Bible was plagiarized out of Egypt. You just showed some similarities. We show you how there's similarities. 2nd Ezra 14, 4-6, and then Negro land. Y'all don't know, this right here is a gift to America by J.A. Rogers.
Thank you.
Not the Negroes. Because even ancient historians knew the Negroes of West Africa is taught like night and day from the indigenous Hamites.
Come on, boy.
Right here, this map is in 1650. The South Atlantic was called the Ethiopic Ocean, and most of Africa, as far as South Africa, was called Ethiopia. And right here, when we got a circle, it's a Negro land on it.
And that's where the transatlantic slave trade started.
Before that, Negro land. And you get the Hebrew wisdoms of West Africa, and talk about Negro land.
Come on, boy.
Now come on, 2nd Ezra 14, verse 4-6. How did Moses get it?
And I sent him, and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the Mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times.
See, showed Moses the secret of the times on that mountain, 40 days and 40 nights, not just laws. Showed him the secrets of the times, the history of the word. Come on, brother.
And the end.
And the what?
And the end.
And showed him what was going to happen in the end. Why? Because our God get down his prophecy, man. Those guys ain't even answering. Notice he's not in his book answering. Historians say that so. Man, look, bro, go to your book. If it's stolen, it should be clear-cut night day, getting your book shown. You can't do it. Grab that Jubilees.
Jubilees chapter 2, verse 1. And the angel of the presence spake to Moses according to the word of the Lord, saying,
it's when he on the mountain. Come on.
Write the complete history of creation.
Wow.
How in 6 days the Lord God finished all his works and all that he created, and kept the Sabbath on the 7th day, and hallowed it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works.
See, the commandments of God been in the earth, we getting it on the mountain, just a reteaching, because we had got assimilated in the Egyptian culture. That's and right. Became pagan, so we had to be retaught as the seed of Abraham. Read that.
That's right, boy.
All right, in this last minute, y'all, out of the Egyptian Book of the Dead on the introduction page, like how you went to Josephus, on the introduction and premise, on page XIX, all right, and in your book, it says that, hold on, quite different from that in using among their latest predominant and their earliest dynasty descendants. It is known fact, being examined, it is difficult not to arrive at the conclusion that many of the beliefs found in the Book of the Dead were voluntarily borrowed from the nations without, or were introduced into Egypt by some conquering immigrants who made their way into the country from Asia, either by the way of the Red Sea or across the Arabian Peninsula. That they were brought into Egypt by newcomers.
Hold up, y'all, hold up.
Seems most probable. Who were those newcomers and who were they that came? They cannot be definitely said and present, but there are good grounds of thinking that they first, and then I can see the page go.
Where is that from? Right.
It's in the Book of the Dead introduction page.
Okay. All right.
It's his Book of the Dead introduction.
Hey, like you said, that
Y'all finish up.
those were brought over.
Come on, get on.
So the foreigners that came into the land. Now you said that we don't study other cultures and know about Africa. These are travelers. In Africa, you have not brought anything from any travelers that document anything from Africa. Those, they say, the original people of Africa. About the originals of the Africans, our historiographers do much disagree. For some will have them to be derived from the inhabitants of Palestine, because they being expelled out of their own country by the Assyrians came a great length into Africa.
What book is that, bro?
History and Description of Africa.
Okay. It's on there.
By Leo Africana.
Early 1400s.
Also, we got rebuttal and then question and answer.
Y'all understand this one thing. This ain't a battle of flesh. This is a battle of doctrine and spirit.
That's right, brother.
What we're talking about here is that, make sure when we mocking at the doctrine that's not a part of the Bible and not the individual presenting another gospel.
Most definitely.
So what we have to be mindful of James 5:20 and 1 Peter 4:8 to turn the sinner from his ways as a multitude of your sins.
That's right, brother.
You ain't in it for that. You're in it for the wrong reason. We're not trying to mock him.
Right.
It's that doctrine he's speaking of that's conflicting with the Holy Bible. So that's what the mocking need to stay on, and we're not looking at this brother in that way, because either way it goes, like we said at the beginning, if his word stand bond, his word is the word. But if I stand bond, we gain a brother.
That's right.
You got to look at it as gaining a brother. It ain't personal.
It ain't personal.
With this body of flesh. It's that gospel that he's spewing out of his mouth, because what goes is not what goes into a man, it's what comes out.
That's right.
That defiles him. If all breaking according to this book comes out of him, then that's what we talking about, y'all. We got to get rid of it. Or he get rid of what we talking about.
And that's what's happening.
Hold it down, y'all.
This was actually they translated from the original, supposed to be the accurate translation. If you go to the book of Exodus, it does not say Red Sea, it says Reed Sea.
Sea of Reeds.
Sea of Reeds. Now, the Red Sea and the Sea of Reeds are two different things. The Sea of Reeds exists in